everybody, it is Minnie Riley and I am doing a video on my journey to financial freedom and independence, inspired by Dave Ramsey in every book that I have on personal finance. Hey, it's Minnie Riley here, and I'm going to tell you about my debt-free journey to financial freedom, credit repair, and being a woman of independent means. Hey, it's Minnie Riley here, and this video is about my journey to financial freedom and independence and rebuilding my credit. Yes, I said it! Woohoo! And let's talk some serious things right now. So, the whole video is about my journey to financial independence. And the reason for this video is that it's not talked about from a CAM model perspective. It is talked about mostly in people that work a job and they do the normal job thing and they get out of debt and they do what they do to get out of, those are all the channels I've been watching for people doing their financial journeys of being debt-free, financial independence, and things like that. So this is why I want to make the video, because there isn't a one-size-fits-all for personal finance when you're a CAM model. So this whole thing about my financial debt journey being a CAM model is because everything out there from the financial gurus are trying to put everybody in the same box. But that is not the way it is when it comes to your personal finance. Like, it's called personal finance, and these gurus are trying to package up this one-size cookie-cutter thing. So there's things in my lifestyle that don't fit with the financial advice that's out there, because it gets to a point where it starts off being good advice in the beginning, and then when I look at how my financial plan is working for me, I have to change it. Like, when I got my apartment, I needed credit to get my own apartment. I didn't have credit in the beginning, but it was like, even getting my apartment, I'm still not exactly sure how I got my first apartment before this apartment, but I knew getting the apartment I'm in right now, I needed credit. They looked at my credit. When I moved in here, like 10 years ago, my credit rating was about 720, which was pretty good and pretty high for somebody that came out of an abusive relationship and my family wasn't talking to me, and the only thing I had really was my money and my credit. So I had government money at the time coming off of victim compensation because of the horrible thing that happened to me. So I used my resources. And now, if I want to advance my life, I'm going to have to use my resources. But let's start from the beginning. So, as you know, I primarily work as a CAM model. And because of not having credit when I started at 18 years old, where I was able to make a lot of money online, my bank had consistent deposit of my money I was making online. I had to build my credit by giving my bank $1,000. Then they gave me a credit card, and that $1,000 was in hold into a GIC investment account while I had the credit card rebuilding my credit. So I would pay off that card in full every month, and I did that, and it was very liberating, very free, but I didn't have the knowledge of the financial product I was using at that time. But all I knew is I was building my credit, I was able to buy the things I wanted, and I was still making a lot of money. So every month when the bill came for my credit card, I would pay it in full. And I did that for a year, and then a year later, the bank gave me another credit card. And then I took it, which I probably should have, had a financial meeting with myself and really look at what am I doing. But what I didn't realize was that I would be offered other credit services, and things I would need, I wanted to see if I can get on credit. It became this game where I knew I had a good credit score and I wanted to see how much credit I can get. And I maxed out myself at about $30,000 in debt back then, from 2004 to about 2006, at the same time where my mental illness was at its peak of chaotic, horrible decision making and horrible habits, and just living in this survival mode, alternate thinking reality that just really just put me into a crash. And I filed bankruptcy because it made sense, because I wasn't capable of working, and I wasn't even webcamming at that time. My mind was just not in a place where working and functioning like an adult would benefit me, because everything was just falling apart. I was also at that time, still fresh off of being out of my abusive situation where I was held captive, and post-traumatic stress and bipolar disorder symptoms were starting to develop. So I didn't know at the time. I didn't know. You gotta remember back then I was 18, really stubborn, really defiant, and I had a lot of built up anger and redirected emotions that played out in other things in my life. My credit, taking care of myself financially and paying bills on time, just being a financial responsible person, I was doing okay for what I had, but I wasn't, and yeah, I filed bankruptcy. So I filed bankruptcy in 2007. I've been well discharged from bankruptcy from now, because it's like you're discharged for you get discharged 2 years, and then after 2 years they're saying that you could rebuild your credit. So thinking I will start rebuilding my credit, but not realizing that my mental illness at the time wasn't stable. So I really should have just focused more on my health more than my finances. But that's not how life works. Now really, it started with I started following Dave Ramsey. I think I had a question or something and he popped up when I was searching YouTube last summer when I came back from Texas. Really, it came back from me being in Texas. I'm doing the internet marketing thing. I'll put the book down. Yeah. So I'm doing the internet marketing of being an affiliate marketer, and I'm joining companies where I want to promote high ticket affiliate programs. And my biggest roadblock that was happening was that whenever I needed to go on a conference or invest in a product or pay for my hosting or pay for my Aweber or anything that runs my business, I was just feeling a little bit stuck in that I didn't have the resources, the money available to grow my business the way I want to. And part of it is that I made financial mistakes. The other part is that I thought I could ask my family to help me when they really don't support me, so it became this other level of stress. And I just got fed up. I just got sick and tired of that. And then now we're in 2018. And 2018 now, it has me feeling better about my mental illness so that I can do things for myself that I wanted when I was 18, but now I have more knowledge and power and my mind is more stable that I can do it. Here's the thing about the mental illness and spending and stuff like that. Your mind doesn't know what's going on. The decisions that pops in your head at that time when your mental illness is not functioning the way it should, it just makes things like you're not here, but you're here. And that part I hate. I really do. I really hate that part of my whole financial journey story, because it makes me feel weak in a way, even though I'm normal and people go through this all the time. I felt really weak that I wasn't capable of managing myself. It's not like I have children to manage, or even the cats when I had them, I didn't really me managing myself and being responsible for myself and then failing myself really hurt me like my ego, my self-esteem a lot, and part of it is the way I manage my money. So this whole thing right now in this video about doing my financial journey and independence, and do I want to be debt free, or do I want to repair my credit, and do I want to own a home, and all those things. Dave Ramsey video started the conversation. His baby steps at least started me to think about, what do I want my financial responsibility, my financial literacy, my financial awareness to look like, in a way that I never thought about ever before. Like emergency fund, didn't really think I ever, like I thought I would make enough money to handle emergencies as they came. Didn't realize that having money in savings set aside in case something happens would be a good thing to have. Didn't really think about it. Sometimes I depend on my family to help with those things. Like last year, like right around the time I had my surgery, my place was infested, so that had to get taken care of. I got money together. I got really good putting money together, but honestly, the money I had put together to handle that emergency was about $1,200. So when that emergency happened, and then I'm listening about Dave Ramsey, and I'm doing the Financial Peace University, and he's talking about having $1,000 in emergency fund, I was like, oh yeah, I could, yeah, like it made sense. And then when I get to baby step 2 and doing the debt snowball, this is where it got a little bit weird for me in the debt snowball, was that some of my debts that I got after I discharged from bankruptcy. So I discharged from bankruptcy and I wanted to rebuild my credit. And I went to Capital One and I gave them money for a secure card. They gave me a card and I messed up on that card. It's more because when I went to Capital One saying I wanted a card, and I did the application process and I gave them my deposit, mentally I was not ready to do it. I thought I was because my medication was working and things were getting better, but I really should have waited a little bit longer before I thought about my finances. But the thing about having a mental illness and you still have to function in life, there's certain decisions that you should really wait to make until your mental brain is able to properly make that decision. But because we have this pressure society where we need things now, and people want a decision now, you don't get the room that you need to heal yourself. So that is where I went through. I went through that. I got the card from Capital One. I screwed on the card. That card now is in collections. Then there's a bank loan from a bank that I got that I owe them money in overdraft. So there's that. Then there's my student loan, my little pet. Yes, my student loan, that is there. So student loan is there, but because I filed bankruptcy and because of victims' compensation and the way the rules work with that, I don't have to pay it. But when I looked at my credit report, TransUnion, it's there. It's there. It's just sitting there. Like, it's just there. And I get the letters. I do. I know they're there. But I'm not in a position to pay everybody the way the debt snowball is set up. I have to alter it because the way my income comes in working as a CAM model, which means I'm working off of Dave Ramsey, what he calls the irregular budget, which means I don't really spend. I'm not like, no. It means I don't spend money until the money is actually in the bank account. Not that I see my money in my back office and I spend my money. I have to spend the money when it's in my bank account, which is fine. I understand that. It makes sense. Then what else we got here? Yeah, Dave Ramsey stuff. Some of the things Dave Ramsey says in the baby steps, like baby step 4, pay for kids' college. I'm not having any children. If you remember last year on my channel, I had my 2 ligation surgery and I shut down Baby Factory. And my other person that I see on a regular basis, the dude that I really, really like, we talked about the children thing as a conversation. We both don't want to have children. He's jumping out of planes. I'm naked on the internet. I like to travel whenever I want to get up and go. The cats are gone, so they're no longer in the budget as something to worry about. And yeah. And then like my family out there that have children, I may be an auntie. I may buy them a present once in a while, but no. So that means baby step 4 becomes I have more money in savings, because that means I jumpstart into saving 15% of my income into retirement. And then there was, what else was there in the budget? Yeah, the whole kids in college thing, I don't do that step. So really my baby step plan is really 3 steps, like 3 solid steps. I do baby step 1, I do baby step 2, I do baby step 3, I rename baby step 4, I do baby step 5, I do baby step 6, and I do baby step 7. Like I do the baby steps, but because I'm not having children, and also I'm not going to be a homeowner. I do not, like the whole pay your home off faster, I'm not doing that. I'm very happy being a renter. Very, very happy being a renter. I'd rather rent my dream home in the dream location than to own my dream home. My financial journey is about reducing my debt enough where my credit score looks good with Equifax and TransUnion, and then because my retirement, there's no money in my retirement and there's no money in my tax-free savings account, I want to max out the contribution room. When I went back and looked at my tax forms from previous years of filing my taxes, it looks like my tax room in my retirement is about $52,000, and then my tax-free savings account is another $52,000. So just that on alone, the whole pay yourself first, I owe me $100,000, like $107,000. I can't even say the number. I'll just put it in captions because it's a big ass number. It's over 6 figures that I owe myself for my future retirement, and that I want to focus on and building and growing so that I have investments. I have investment vehicles making me money. So this is not really about, oh, I'm getting out of debt, I'm going to live debt free, because I'm not. I am reducing my debt so that my credit score looks good, so when I do need credit to build my business, to invest into real estate, to invest in different financial services. Okay, so, because I've started this video a lot, and yeah, because it's really an emotional thing. Personal finance and talking about it, and now I'm using it as a inspiration. This is what I did, these were my mistakes, hopefully you don't make the same. And there's some advice in there, but not really, because you really have to take responsibility for your own personal finance, doing your research and making sure that you know what financial products are out there. Be financial literate, there's credit cards, there's GICs, there's stocks, there's 401ks, there's tax-free savings accounts. Depending on where you are in the world, you have similar products and services that everybody around the world has, but you want to make sure that you're using them, that it advances your lifestyle in a way that doesn't put stress on you, and it's easy, and it's just something that it's a part of life. On this planet, based on Grant Cardone and all he says in his wonderful Millionaire Playbook, money is on this planet. To function on this planet, you need money. And with the power of the internet and making money online, and there's just so many things that you can do to make money work for you, where you don't feel like you and money are always having a head-on-head battle. Because money is just a tool so that you can advance in the things you want for your life. Hey, it's Minnie Riley here, and I have this shirt in green. Yay! I do. I have it in green. So, why this video? Fuck. Okay, so, no, that's not helping either.